Everybody, welcome back to the second episode of our fourth episode? Fourth one? Yeah. It's the second play episode, right?
Yes.
It's the second concurrent story. Our fourth installment of our
Do you want
Pathfinder
to start
series.
that again?
No, I was fine, thanks. Now I'm off track.
Session 2.
Like trains in Florida. All right.
Not cool. Demon. Not cool.
Too soon?
Didn't do it.
Exactly.
The infrastructure.
Didn't do it. The guard fell, and
we pick up where our wonderful characters have been tasked with performing a simple scientific experiment on some gates in the middle of a town known as Seven Arches. The town is thusly named for the 7 arches in the center of the town. Elf gates, Ayudera, that supposedly lead to other realms of existence or other places on the face of Golarion. They did get their measurements. They did take the measurements, but at the end of last session, one of our players did not attack non-lethally and happened to kill a guard. Was it? Yeah, I wonder which one. All right. Well,
This is why they hate elves. That's all I'm saying.
this is why they hate elves. Oh,
well, most elves don't have a tail, so to be honest, it's
So it's even worse.
You're an abomination.
I keep them up at night. I'm a demonic elf.
I will go ahead and put back up our 7 Arches ambience that makes absolutely no sense with the current scene going on. Because it's like really calm and you just murdered somebody.
Kick the doom music in now.
Well, I mean, I can't use Doom's music. I mean, that would be
Pick
nice.
the free version of Doom's music.
It'd be like the You're Not My Real Dad version of music.
Yeah,
Wish.com.
All right. So we pick up at the end of Calabra's turn. Kobe, where did you end up? Are you still in the building? Where are you on the map? You see yourself?
Yes, I am in the bar still.
You're still in the bar.
He hasn't
In
left.
cat form.
Cat form.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes
Trying to get out the door.
Why don't I see? Oh, okay, now I see you. Fantastic. That was
Using the
weird.
feature.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You are currently a cat, being a cat in a bar.
Mm.
People in the bar have not really kept notice of you, as they've decided that running is the best thing to do when there's an attack on the guards outside and one has been murdered. As
Now-
people, yeah,
Is there off screen? Is there like an other door out, or are they all running into the courtyard and creating more chaos?
they are. Some of them are spilling out into the courtyard, creating some chaos. But they don't have very many places to go, so they would spill upwards. Is what they would do. They would go out of the bar and up, only a couple of them, because the rest would definitely run out the back entrance to the tavern.
Wasn't Calabra moved down more?
At the end of his
Yeah,
turn.
I had run.
Yeah, I thought he had run with his last action because they didn't have. We were talking about how they didn't have attacks of
Attack
opportunity.
opportunity, yeah.
Oh, yep. Go ahead and move the at movement speed. Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
And Kobe, what do you do?
Okay. Think I opened the door last game. Turn. Yeah.
It's open.
So let's see. Just walk out. No.
You take the stride action.
As a cat. Just get out there. Oh. In cat. Oh, he's dead. The fuck. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. So, oops. Can I? Yeah, I'll use all my movement. Yeah, and kind of cat my way up here, right next to this guard.
Okay.
Why?
You catch your way up there,
Hmm.
doing a thing.
But that was 3 movements. That's what I got.
All right.
I'm just gonna look
Sounds
very,
good.
very pitiable.
Where is your? This is so weird. I can't see your token in Pathfinder. Oh, you're way up there. Got you. Got you. That's why
Now,
I've got things
Re-
covered the screen.
refresh my memory. Those 2 are technically not on the board yet, correct?
No, they're coming in from up there. They're
Okay.
about to arrive. You can
Heard the
hear
whistle.
their noises responding. The whistle is echoing back. The feet pounding in that direction.
Okay, well, if they're not there, I'll be like here, and hoping they'd stop and hit me because I'm handsome cat.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Distraction.
Very good. Very good. Let's see, which one is that? That one is up there. As it goes into his turn, he is going to completely ignore you because he has absolutely no time to deal with the cat while the alert is going on. What guard in their right mind would stop and deal with the cat while the alarm is going on? Yes.
I would.
Oh,
I would.
That's a bad guard.
Mm.
As they enter onto the scene, they take a moment to survey what's happening. And as they quickly climb over the rope and begin heading back down here, that's their one movement, they will notice that Calabra is running away from the scene while Bob is there, and so is Rozak. They don't seem to immediately recognize that Foxglove is part of this. And they're not paying attention to the small mimic.
No, he also I rolled a stealth check on him a while ago as well.
His stealth check would not be applicable at this moment.
Okay.
Yeah. The moment that anybody has a clear line of sight, your stealth doesn't matter.
Okay.
The Oaken Steward sheet, and it's just refusing to open for whatever reason. Give me a moment, I'm sorry.
Is it because he's dead?
So guys, we're all new. Share this with your friends. Like, subscribe, ring that bell for notification. If we had any
Ding,
links, I'd put them in
ding.
here, but there are no links. If you want us to sponsor us, you can do that too. Hey, Bessies, I backed your Kickstarter. I like your shoes. Let me promote your stuff because hey, I'm in Vancouver. You're in Vancouver. This can be a great partnership.
Sound a little more creepy.
I like it. I like
It's on
it.
brand.
It works.
On brand for
It works with their
Foxglove.
character.
They need to send you mimic shoes.
All right. Well, I'm not close enough to do what I want to do anyway, so I have to move closer. He'll spend his remaining 2 actions taking the stride ability to get up to Bob. But that's it. That's all he's really capable of doing this turn. Getting next to the person standing next to his dead ally. All right. Underwhelming, but that's how it was. We go into the next Oaken Steward, who happens to be this one right here. The one over here is going to outstretch his hand and use 2 actions to target Calabra with a spell.
So that would mean you need a save of some sort.
Yes, I'm double checking. The target must attempt a reflex save.
Oh, good. I'm good at those.
As they speak ancient druidic words and vines begin to shoot up from the moss patches covering the ground to wrap around your arms and legs and bring you down.
All right. Oh, that's not good enough, probably.
Oh no. Oh no.
Hero point?
Oh, I do have a hero point. Yeah,
Have
I'm going to use
one-
that hero point.
Everyone has 1 hero point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to use my hero point.
I forgot
Alright.
to use the one I got last time.
Ah, there we go. 29.
Hey, that's what you want.
Natural.
A quick twist and contortion of your form causes you to pull free of the vines that had barely begun to wrap around you. And they're going to use their last action to go ahead and move up behind you, which is really all they can do, is try to close that gap as they chase you. That is it. They don't have another action to continue blowing their whistle. So we move forward into Rozek.
Ah! All right. How tall are these buildings?
It's always the question, isn't it? That one right there is 2 stories straight up. You judge it to be about 30, 35 feet tall.
All right. I'm gonna push a little button on my hip, and smoke starts coming from my boots.
Mhm.
And I'm using the propulsive leap,
Okay.
the bonus feat that I picked up, and I now have a fly speed of 25 feet.
All right.
So I'm going to use all 3 of my actions to fly the fuck away.
All right. Is it 1 fly speed or a fly speed for the turn? Will you link the ability, please?
Yeah. Hold on just a second. Let me get my character back out.
We always want to make sure we're doing
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
accurately. Fantastic. For 1 minute, you gain a fly speed equal to your speed or 20 feet, whichever is greater, 25. Fantastic. So if you don't end on solid ground, you then have a bash
Yep.
slack check.
I'm pretty much gonna fly up and then land on the roof and
That works for me.
clear away.
I like it. Yeah. You have magical boosters emitting some sort of smoky energy at the bottom of your feet that just boost you off of the ground. And if you want to land on top of the tavern, you land on top of the tavern.
For some odd reason, I decided that since you're a hobgoblin, in my mind, instead of from your feet, you just fart your way up the building.
I'm an artificer. I actually have a construction on my ass that converts the farts
Harnesses.
to actual fuel. Come on. Come on.
It's harnessing my own methane, okay, you guys.
I fart all day and it condenses it into one kind of powerful.
Blood geyser fart.
It's a once daily use, that's what I'm hearing.
Now I'm just like
And it
going
needs to
back to the
recharge.
90s. All I can think about is the video game Booger Man. Flinging boogers and farting on people, but so Rozak just takes out
No,
a
it's
match.
like Wario's ability. You just
Rozak takes out a match and just kind of squats down and puts it behind him.
All right, Rozek, that'll be all 3 of your actions. So you say?
Yep.
I would say it takes 2 actions of 25 feet flying to get up there. You can, unless you're trying to get away.
Oh no, I was gonna say I'll attempt to throw a health potion over there, but that's 2 actions.
Yeah, pulling it out and then throwing it.
So I'm gonna get low and like do a hide action
All right.
and just
That
kind of
is
keep an eye to
something-
see where everybody's going.
That is something you can do. There's a small smoke trail leading right to you. And that probably made a decent amount of noise as you flew through the air. So I'm going to give you a circumstance bonus of -2. at
Okay,
this
I
point
will
for that
use the
hide.
remaining feet to just kind of move away from that area as I'm on the roof.
It still seems reasonable that people would have just watched you boost up there, and you'll
Right.
have a -2 circumstance bonus to your height check.
Nope, that's fine. Okay, so and roll.
Oh God.
That's a critical failure.
I will use a hero point.
Okay. Well, I believe this is actually, you don't know how well you hide.
Oh, true.
This is
I
one of
No
those-
one should have been able to see that.
Yeah, this is a secret check that I actually do for you, I believe. Which is why it's so
no,
hard to
it's
find.
you.
Is it
You
not?
do the blind GM roll
Yeah.
when you
Oh.
were in the chat.
You make the roll, but it's blind GM. That's right.
VTT lets you do that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Should I do it again, or should we just?
Or
say I
sorry,
don't
not
know this?
VTT.
You're
boundary.
not supposed to know, so we'll go ahead and do it again.
Okay.
The knowledge is the issue.
So in the chat,
Yep, I
Blind
have
G-
blind
okay.
GM roll activated.
so it should just roll straight to him.
Okay, and it is roll. Okay,
Okay. You crouch down on the roof and attempt to be hidden.
I'm just kind of seeing where everybody scatters to and what happens next.
Fantastic. The dead Oak Steward Enforcer's turn comes up. Yeah,
Still
he doesn't
dead.
move. Yeah, he
Still
stays,
dead.
He
Yeah.
stays
He's
on the
still dead.
ground. It seems reasonable that he's still dead. This oak steward is going to rush up and immediately bypass the cat. I'm sorry.
What druid ignores a cute cat?
Most.
These druids, seriously.
Most druids.
One tasked with the guarding the safety of the town who have just heard the whistle alert that says, someone killed a guard. Officer down. Officer down. Ignore the cats. No petting fluffy animals. Get here right away.
That seems very specific for a whistle call. That's all
Well,
I'm saying.
It's a druid alarm.
It's a druid.
Yeah, they got multiple ones. You know, ignore the cat, ignore the bird, bring lunch.
Well, there's one that says attacked by other druids.
It
Kill
wasn't
the
a
cats and
long,
birds.
short, long whistle. It was just one blow of a whistle. That's all I'm saying.
It's a
Maybe they
druid
have
thing.
di-
You wouldn't understand.
Maybe they have different whistles. Huh? You ever think of that?
This is a keychain that like full of whistles. Is that what I'm hearing?
I need the one. Where is it? All right. We go to the other oak steward. Oh, sorry, he's going to continue running down. He's not really close enough to do anything that he should. Oh, I guess he can Ray of Frost. Yeah, we're going to try that. We're going to try getting an actual attack off here with a Ray of Frost over towards. No, that's Bob Bobkins, who is going to have a
God.
+1 circumstance bonus to his AC. Bob Bobkins, what's your current AC?
18.
I hit you. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. You get hit for 3 points of cold damage.
Oh.
3 points. As this icy beam flashes forward from the guard's staff to try and encapsulate you momentarily.
Now, how does my shield work? Oh, I have to raise my shield,
You
don't
have
I?
to raise it. Yeah.
And I don't have that feat yet that lets me do it.
As a reaction.
I don't think so. Shield block?
Oh, there you go.
No, I have to have my shield raised for that.
There you go.
So,
Well, there's your 3 points of cold damage,
Alright.
sir.
yeah.
And that is his entire turn. He can't do anything else. We've gone with Foxglove. You don't seem to be the target of their derision. And as it comes to your turn, that last little orb seems to glow. It doesn't have a color to it, but it does seem to emit a sort of energy, and it's done.
Sweet. All right, I'm going to have creature come back to me.
It does so.
All right, and then
Now, is it a bonus? Is it an action
Wait,
for you to command it to do 2 actions? How does commanding your familiar in combat work? Familiars have the minion trait. So during an encounter, they gain 2 actions around if you spend 1 action to command them. So you trade 1 action for 2 of theirs.
okay.
And there's that limit on it. You can only spend 1, so they get 2.
Okay, sounds good. So
If it dies, you have a week of down. Yeah, that's not relevant. Yeah, it just 1 for 2 is what it is.
okay, that's perfect. So I call him over, and he comes over,
Okay.
or I tell. So that's 1 action, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to pick him up. Now, would it be 1 action to do a double stow, where I stow Sweetums and stow the?
No, if it's an action to stow or dismiss your familiar, that's 1 action. Your other action would be obtaining the rod and putting it away. If you just want to if you have a free hand and you just want to grab the rod while Sweetums goes away, that is also still an action. Everything's an action in Pathfinder.
Okay. All right. What I'll do though is I will just pick him up and both of them. So that's my second action. Is I'm just going to kind of do that for now.
You got
And then my last is I'm just going to Homer Simpson right into that alleyway and move my full 30 feet.
Fantastic. You go ahead and move off with sprinkles. Sprinkles, right?
Sweetums.
Sweetums. I'll get it one day. I'll get it. 10 sessions in, I'll stop calling them sprinkles or snootums or whatever the hell it is. That's
Snooky.
Snooky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
From the Muppet Show.
All right. Very good. Very good. Well, we are then going to move on to Bobkins. What do you got first, dude?
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Oh, okay. Seems like a reasonable as you
And
run.
then the last of my movement, I'm out.
All right, you run off map. All right, so we'll see if Calabra gets away as Rozek, Foxglove, and Kobe have all seemingly vanished in completely different directions on the map.
And none of us know the city.
And none of you know the city, and you don't have a meetup point other than 2 miles away in the forest.
Well, that's a meetup point then.
That's a meetup point.
I'm
So
going to the sandwich shop.
we're gonna see what happens. Somebody might get arrested here. All right, good job, Bob. Good job, Bob. Calabra.
Because
Yeah.
honestly, nobody knows that Kobe's a cat right now.
I'm not saving the murderer.
Calabra, 3 guards seem to have their eyes pretty much directly on you. Bob is his target, but he's moving in the same direction you are. So it's likely going to be a chase between the guards and you two.
How fast do you move?
I move at 30.
Oh yeah, they're definitely you're definitely gonna outpace me.
Yes, I am.
I have a
I
tower
don't have to be the
shield
fastest
and
guy on the
armor.
screen. I just have to be
I'm-
faster than you.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens as you move through the streets. Gonna have
So
a good
yeah,
one.
I'm moving my 90 feet,
All right. You move your 90 feet.
Literally passes me.
and I'm off the map. So I don't know where that goes, but I'll
Got it.
put myself there.
We'll deal with that in a second. My main question here as we go into a chase scene is, does Kobe, who is aware of them fleeing, follow or try to keep pace?
They're fine.
Just a cat
Okay.
running down the street.
Kobe decides that. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna go just follow Foxglove.
All right. Kobe decides to follow Foxglove down the alleyway, at least keeping that part of the team intact. All right. Rozak, as we end this encounter, you still have 54 seconds of flight available to you, so long as you jump along the rooftops. Escaping is not going to be an issue. However, you see very clearly that this guy looks up and sees you on the rooftop and points as he pulls out a whistle. Meanwhile, Bob and Calabra were going into a chase scene.
Hey.
Rozak, as you are clearly seen and did not hide well enough, do you just roof jump out of there, knowing they have no possible ability to keep up with you?
Yeah, I'm running as far. I see the one guy whistle, so I'm going to be running away from him, on top of the building, down in this direction.
Fantastic. Well,
Yeah. I'm going to pull off my mustache, drop it. They'll never recognize me.
There's plenty of blue-skinned, green-haired hobgoblins running around this city.
I
Chases
didn't lie.
are not determined by your speed. Your
Thank God,
speed
damn.
plays a part in it, but you being faster than the person behind you doesn't mean everything in this.
Interesting.
So, in order to win this chase against the guards, you need to
Like and
you need to like and subscribe. I need to set a chase DC or a chase point limit. I'm going to go ahead and let's do 5 chase points, because ultimately you're trying to get out of the city, right?
That's fair.
Okay, let's do 5 chase points. When you do a chase DC, it'll be based off of effectively what type of obstacle I'm putting in front of you. If you're trying, it might be, I don't know. I think athletics is a skill, right? It is. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
remember.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. So you'll be using athletics or your acrobatics ability.
Is it to like to
or-
jump over the apple cart type of deal?
Mhm. Like, because there's whistles, right? And these guards are going to be blowing whistles this entire time, and these whistles are different. So they communicate with one another over vast distances. So guards are going to cut you off and set up roadblocks and all kinds of different stuff. And you'll have to beat those chase DCs to gain chase points to overcome the encounter.
That's cool.
That's how Pathfinder sets that up.
Okay. Perfect.
Mhm. And depending on how hard it is, it might be a chase out of a lair that is crumbling down, right? So you might need a lot of chase points. You need a lot of successes to avoid all the falling debris and the monsters shooting at you as you're trying to get out of the lair, or whatever it is. So they don't just say, haha, you're faster, you win, kind of like 5e tends to do. It's actually difficult.
It's the skill checks.
It's just skill checks.
I like it.
Yep. All right.
All right. So these skill checks are between Bob and Calabra. You each are going to be making your own checks as you run alongside each other. At either point, you can diverge paths, but you will both still need each 5 chase points to overcome the encounter. I'm going to put 6 obstacles in your way.
Now, here's a question.
Yes.
Can they work together?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead with your...
No, I was just going to come up with a really cool move, but I want to see if they come up with a really cool move.
Yes, they can grant each other circumstance bonuses in assisting one another with something they might not be good at. Maybe you need to bash in a door because you reached a dead end and there's a door in the alley, and that's the only way to go. Calabra is going to be less efficient at that than Bob is. Perhaps there's a ladder up ahead that is a little bit too high for Bob in his heavy armor with his massive shield to reach. And Calabra is going to need to spring up there and pull that ladder down. In either of those instances, Bob could spring Calabra up or whatever, right? Whatever. So I don't want to give away the entire chase before we've started it, but that's just kind of how it's going to work. It becomes cinematic rather than stat-based. All right, let's do it.
Last one, is it going to be public roles or private roles?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me. Blah, 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 blah. Well, you will be aware about whether you would succeed an obstacle, right?
Mm-hmm.
You will be aware of that. Like if you manage to get over the wall or pull down the ladder or break down the door, you'll know.
That's
You'll know.
Yep.
All right. So, however, if you do a stealth check, yes, blind roll. Okay. Good. All right. So let's go back to the overlooking map of 7 arches.
We don't get
Rosette,
paid.
That
Kobe,
sounds so dirty.
and Foxglove have all successfully evaded the guards by not attacking them and beginning combat out of sight. Well, sorry, except for Rozek, who instead used jetpack boots to jump across the rooftops to get away. They're aware of him. Meanwhile, as these whistles blow in the distance, these shrill eagle and owl calls calling back and forth from the path before you and the path behind you as slowly, I mean, Bob, you got a 25, right? In your
What?
movement speed, you got a...
No, it's 20.
You got, oh, shit, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
I got a big old shield I'm hauling.
uh-huh. So
And
this is-
heavy armor I gotta wear.
yeah, so this is the thing. They are faster than you,
Yeah.
which means you're not going to make it to your you're really not going to make it to your thing.
Well, I have a
Unless
thought
he
for
kills
that.
them.
Well, go ahead, Calabra. Let's hear it.
My thought is we're leaving a market area, right?
Mhm.
There's markets and stuff. Can I attempt a thievery check on the way out? And I want to see if I can nab a couple of robes or cloaks, something that'll make us look different from what we are right now, so that we could hopefully blend into a crowd. Because we're not going to make it just running.
Murder and thievery. Love it.
Just adding to it.
Why not? Might as well compound it at this point.
Yeah. Barbara, you looking back at Bob and seeing as you both run and watching the wardens quickly catch up to him in his heavy armor, you realize that you might be able to help him, but going back is going to incur a fight. Waiting for Bob to catch up to you is going to let the guards catch up to you.
I drop my shield.
You drop it on the ground?
I throw it behind me, basically.
Does that increase your movement speed?
By 5 feet.
By 5 and get you to 25? All right, as Bob realizes that he is about to get caught and that his favorite thing in the world is slowing him down, he throws it on the ground. Calabra, yes, give me your thievery check as you run by a rack of robes.
It hurts. It hurts.
This is an action though, so you're losing some movement speed
Yeah.
here. No problem. Yeah, you grab a handful of stuff that might be useful off the rack as you go by. You don't have a lot of time to sit and peruse and browse.
No, it's mainly I'm just thinking that I see a rack of clothing as I'm running by. I just grab and keep running.
You grab
the shopkeeper is yelling at me or whatever, and I pass one over to Bob as we're running.
As you wait for Bob, I mean, these guys are now on your heels, so let's get into the actual chase as you've managed to not get yourself instantly caught, Bob. Your shield, buddy. Oh,
now I really feel bad.
All right. Okay. The first thing you encounter as you're running through the streets together with these people maybe 20 or so feet behind you, Calabra, you're maybe pacing yourself a little bit in front of Bob, maybe keeping yourself right at him. But the very first thing you notice is a wall of brambling tangles begin to form in front of you. It looks like something that might catch you up and tangle you within it, or simply cause an obstruction in your path, a wall that blocks off the street. To your left, you see an alleyway. To your right, you see a building that has a few boxes in front of it that might help you both get up really quick, get onto the rooftops. However, you might be able to jump or acrobat yourself over the wall at the cost of getting caught. What do you do? Which way do you lead Bob, or what conversation do you have with Bob while you're running towards this?
We got to get out of sight. If we can lose sight, flip these cloaks on and blend into the crowd. I say we hit the alley.
Alley.
Looking back, you notice that they are hot on your tail, keeping effectively pace with you guys about 25 feet back. It's going to be hard to lose them, but you decide that you're going to duck into the alley. All right. Ducking into the alley, you quickly notice that the alley is a dead end.
Oh,
there is a door at the end that seems commonly unused and is likely locked. There are boxes that seem to elevate themselves up towards the roof, but it looks a little bit difficult. There's a little bit of a gap at the end that's a little bit more than you think Bob might be able to get over right now. And then, of course, you can always turn back and face the people right behind you. You can always try to hide among the things in the alley. What do?
Well, so at this point, they've lost sight as we rounded the corner, right?
Yes, but they are less than an action behind you.
Yeah. Well, up or through, Bob.
Donning the cloak will probably take the action that it takes for them to get there.
Up, okay. So I'll try to use acrobatics and try to go up first.
Fantastic.
And then if he needs help, I'll be there to lower a hand to help pull him up.
Absolutely. You go ahead and climb up first as Bob sits down at the ground or starts climbing the boxes slowly behind you. You watch as the guards pull into the alleyway behind you, about 30-ish feet. All right. You go ahead and leap for one of the tile shingles to grab on, but that shingle is apparently in disrepair, and it slips out of the building's roof, and you fall back with it. Not far, not going prone, but you land on the box next to Bob, who has climbed up there as the guards are closing in on you. A moment. You have gained... no failures, no chase points. But it's not a critical failure, so you haven't lost any. That was your first obstacle as you both still need to get on the roof. What do you do?
I'll leap up and
Go ahead,
pull myself up.
Give me an athletics check, please.
I will use a hero point.
Give me your... Did you hero point already?
No,
yeah,
it's a
that
new
was-
session. It's
Yeah.
a new session, bro.
No. Go ahead. Hero point that.
There we
Yeah,
go.
okay, it's not
All
bad.
right. Bob grabs onto the broken point where the shingles were and pulls himself up. Turning around, do you extend a hand down to Calabra?
Yes.
As the Oak Wardens are climbing onto the boxes and are mere feet away from him. Calabra, you have a +2 circumstance bonus to your acrobatics check.
Come on,
Go ahead.
baby.
Come on, buddy.
Oh!
13 again.
The Oak Wardens grab Calabra's boots and pull him back down to the ground. Vines come up and begin to shackle him as the guards look up to you, Bob, and they whistle. What do you do? Calabra's
How many
being
guards are
arrested.
there?
There's 2 right now, but you look back into the alleyway, you can hear the footsteps of more coming.
I yell at Bob, just go.
I go.
Vines continue to lash Calabra as he struggles against the Oak Wardens. Eventually, he's immobile. And as they're busy with Bob, or as they're busy with Calabra, his sacrifice will give Bob 3 chase points. Bob, you got to keep going.
I keep going.
There are rooftops in front of you. You can drop down to the street and continue at surface level, or you can make some athletics checks to get over some rooftops. What do you do?
I
Athletics
did throw the
checks.
robe at you too. So you do have that robe if you want to try to hide.
One
what you
athletic.
look like.
I'll try leaping over the first house. Or
Go
like
ahead.
the first, yeah.
You go to leap between a narrow crack in alleyways to try and gain some distance from the Oak Wardens.
Oh my god.
You managed to make it across the first alleyway, but it was a hard roll. And as you crack your ankle landing on the lower roof a little bit, you limp for a second, you look up and you see there are owls flying in the air. You didn't gain any chase points there.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'll try and jump over one more.
Okay, you go to jump from this rooftop to the next, ideally another step down in height.
Oh my god!
You guys are having awful rolls today. This is not good for you. Well, the game's like, no, they murdered somebody. They can't get away.
So Bob, what are you gonna play?
Did they just see Rosic in the on other buildings? Just
At 2, Foundry, at 2.
Yeah, in the distance, yeah, Rosic is just.
Yeah, I was
Shut the
measuring
door.
to see if I can get from that building I was on over across the river in 1 minute, and I should be able to.
You very much should be able to. You won't be caught, Rosic. That's why I just omitted you from this. You have jump boots.
Yep. I'm glad I chose those.
Bob, you jump for the rooftop, but your legs are so tired. After the fight, after all this climbing, after all this running, you just don't have it in you to spring to the next rooftop. And wouldn't you know, there's a bunch of Oak Wardens on the street below looking for you. And as you slam into the ground, immediately vines are summoned from 5 different Oak Wardens to lash you down. And you are arrested. Meanwhile, 2 miles away, about 40 minutes later, Rosic, Foxglove, and Kobe, still a cat.
Don't have the whistle because I have it.
Oh shit!
Meanwhile,
Make their way back to the meeting spot.
Aaron, did you see the message that I sent you?
Where?
and I sent you a.
Oh, you use our Discord channel. It actually bloops for me and will get my attention.
Sorry.
Yeah. I got it though. I can see it. All right. Yes.
I will go to try to find a shop to get a cloak so I can kind of hide my green hair.
No problem. Rosette quickly buys a cloak for a gold piece.
Ooh.
Allie shows back up, Foxglove shows back up at the meeting spot, dragging a shield that she's exhausted by dragging. This is a massive metal heavy shield. She's gonna carry it 2 miles down a dirt road. But she got
And there's a cat sitting on it.
And there's a cat sitting on
And I have 5 sandwiches.
it. The 3 of you meet back up at the meeting spot with no whistle, no way to contact your contact, and down 2 party members. Unaware of their ultimate fate, not sure why they're not here. What do you do? Take it away.
Meow, meow, meow. I mean, well, that was fun.
Kobe,
What
how's
now?
your cake sandwich?
Tasty.
Good.
Um,
The other guys
Oh.
are missing out. They better hurry up.
yeah, I'll just have theirs as well.
I say we wait for a little bit, and if they don't show up, do we go back? I mean, I can't carry his shield anymore. This is a lot. I don't even know how.
Well, I really didn't want to go through a portal anyway. Might as well just go. I'll feel good. It's fine.
Well, I say we give it an hour.
Okay.
And then what? Do we look for dead bodies, or do we just assume?
I know where one is.
Party.
For the Justice House?
Is there a public shaming place? I mean, in one of the villages that I was near, there's like, they like to threaten to put me up in the little thing with the head and the armholes. I mean, is there one of those? I mean,
That sounds fun.
Why did they do that?
why did they do what?
Shame you.
They didn't shame me. They threatened to shame me.
For what?
Being weird.
But not killing a guard, right?
No.
I don't think they're going to shame someone for killing a guard. They're going to probably lock them up or hang them.
Yes,
Don't do
would
that
be less
again.
idea. Hmm.
No. What are we gonna, if we have to go back, what are we gonna do with Bob's shield?
So
Yeah, probably worth it. Anyway.
get more
Well-
sandwiches.
Rosette, can you carry it?
Maybe. What are the requirements?
Probably more than me.
And this shield is not it's not like I put it in my pack kind of thing. It doesn't fit in any of your packs.
Right. I have a strength of 12, so at least it's not negative.
I mean, at this point, my only other option, and nobody's gonna like the option of how I'm gonna have to drag this through town. It's
We could just take it into the forest, put some trees, tree stuff on it.
we could do that. That's not the worst idea.
Mm.
You can use it as a sled.
There's no snow here.
Well, I was gonna use it as a, turn it into kind of a sled, but the rope that I have is. Some people find it unsettling.
Branches of a nearby low-hanging tree rustle. And as you all turn to perhaps be on guard or aware, Fionara steps out.
Would you like a
Interest-
cake sandwich?
They're
Actually,
really good.
Yes, I would. Why did nobody blow the whistle? Where are the
Oh.
others of you?
Oh, hold on.
Hoot.
So it went awry, is what I'm getting.
By
Yeah.
a lot. But here is your.
We only murdered one person.
She looks to Foxglove, and she takes the lit up baubles and says, well, at least you still did the job, even if you've made it more difficult for me. As I suspected, she looks over the three baubles inside. She says, look, you see how this one is lit up? Purple.
It's pretty.
That is illusion magic. But this one, it's not lit up at all. Simply infused with magic. It is still clear. There is no conjuration going on. And this third one, its aura does not match that of the other Ayuderas. This confirms it, she says, putting away the device into her pocket. Those 7 gates in the middle of 7 trees, 7 arches, they're fake.
Oh, I
Oh.
mean.
So
How terrible.
they're guarding fake arches?
Indeed, they are.
They know that.
I'm not sure. But one way or another, a deal is a deal, and I owe you the information promised.
Lunch.
Hey.
Here is what I know. Lunch can come later.
So we said last time and then we left without it.
I promise I'll get you lunch. Can I?
Okay,
Yes,
continue.
please.
Fantastic. The real 7 arches are hidden somewhere to the south, in the Wildwood, which is why the Oak Stewards restrict all travel there. They also post their guards. On the night of your missing moment, all 7 of the guards at the 7 arches stepped through the portals just like you did. But only one of them returned. A self-righteous Oaken steward named Bolan. When he got back, Bolan was a changed man. And not in a good way. After the High Council chewed him out for shirking his post, he stole an important Oak Steward artifact and hid out in the Wildwood along with some other malcontents. From there, he's been sending cronies to the city to harass the citizens, to undermine the Oak Steward's authority, and to recruit other discontented druids to his cause. His ultimate aim, as far as I can tell, is a full-on coup. She concludes. I do not know what happened to this Bolan character when he went through the archway, but whatever he knows, I figure you and Dr. Etwood would like to know as well. There, our deal is kept, and based off of what I see here, I want nothing more to do with any of this.
So then,
Farewell.
who put the curse on the arches? The fake arches?
She looks back. Rightly, I don't know. But if they're fake, they couldn't possibly be spreading the curse then, could they? It's Theater, my friends. Theater. And she
Well-
turns.
Wait, were
Oh.
these arches always fake?
She shrugs. I don't rightly know. All I know is what my contact has told me. I can give you his name if you wish to continue this investigation on your own.
Yes, please.
His name is... Go to my notes. Crutus Saland. He's a vagabond who walks around these parts.
Crutus what?
Saland. S-A-L-A-N-D. Saland. Crutus Saland. He's a vagabond who walks around these parts. He's quite a good trade in knowledge. Feeds himself quite well. Farewell. I hope you'll forget our meeting.
Like he forgot her lunch.
Again.
She sighs and pulls out a single gold coin and flips it to you. This should cover lunch for the lot of you.
I don't eat gold. It's not good on the digestion.
She sighs, rolls her eyes, slings her pack over her shoulder, and walks down the road.
I think we pissed her off.
I think she's just an elf. They're all like that.
Hey.
You're an elf? Oh.
She's still wearing her disguise.
It was so good, I forgot.
Okay. We have to go get our friends, and we need to tell people that there's a coup, and then there's some Oak Stewarts in their midst who might be all subterfuge.
What if we just blow up the arches? And then they know they're fake?
No.
Oh.
As Foxglove says no, we switch gears. It's been a couple hours, and there are still very tight vines binding Calabra and Bob. They sit in opposite cells from one another, about 30 feet apart. Their hands and feet tightly bound, so they can't do any of that casting if they might need to. They sit in the darkness of the moss and root covered cell, staring at one another. You can pick up your conversation if you'd like.
I am sorry, my friend.
Shut up! Just shut up. Just
Fair.
shut
Fair.
up. Just
Look, I will fall on the sword. You did not attack him with lethal force. I did.
I asked you to do one thing, and what did you do? Not that one thing. It's fine. It's fine. I know how you are. I know how you are.
His hand grew claws. It freaked the hell out of me.
You have a tail.
Okay, so you didn't believe that either? I was trying. I don't know. This is bad.
We'll figure something out.
You hear light footfalls come from down the hallway as we go into a quick break. Those light-footed footsteps reveal themselves to be a halfling. The steely-eyed, brown-haired halfling, who is clearly a higher-up member of this druidic order of the Oaken Stewards, is flanked by no less than 4 other Oaken Stewards, each carrying their staffs. 2 of them wave their staffs at you as the vines restricting you pull away from you and free you for a moment. The small halfling says, "We can have the smallest amount of civility, but any motion you make will result in that coming right back. Do we understand each other?"
Yes, sir.
I don't want to move because it'll be emotion. But yes, I understand. Sorry.
So we have many great questions for you, but also a minor appreciation. I see the look of surprise in your eyes, so perhaps I should explain. Yes, it is true that you have committed murder. Almost. We did manage to save the man, did manage to restore life to his body, but not before looking through the contents of his personhood, where we found this. And she pulls out a single, almost night black leaf. And she says, "Do you know what this is?"
Dead leaf.
Uh, Doesn't look good, but no, don't know.
She casts her eyes backwards to two of the men standing behind her who are currently, channeling their powers to prepare to put you guys right back into shackles. And they both look down to her and give her a single nod each. And she says, I believe you. At least I believe that you don't know. This is the symbol of traitors. This is the symbol of the opposition. He was in our midst, guarding our sacred artifacts. And you killed him, or at least allowed us to catch him. Who knows what untold harm or lies the man would have spread throughout our city, what instability might have been caused, and now we have proof. Proof that we can do something with. The only question that remains is, what do we do with you?
Let
Suppose
us
just
go.
letting us walk out the front door, all crimes forgiven, is out of the question. I mean, he did, try to attack us as well. So it was kind of...
She holds up her hand to stop you. We'll not get into how ridiculous your statement is, but what we will get into is you could be helpful to us and earn your freedom. Does that sound amenable to you?
What's amenable mean?
It means, does it sound good, Bob?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Very good. She waves her hand, and the doors in front of your cages are opened by the oath stewards around. She says, well, follow me. We have much to discuss. And walks down the hall.
Is my disguise gone at this point? I take it probably is, that they know I'm an elf.
They didn't remove they basically not touched you since binding you and throwing you in jail. They're not entirely certain that you're an elf. But they're not overtly concerned with who you are or what you are at this moment. As you follow behind down the hallway, she leads you to a side room with a high barred window that casts sunbeams of light down the stoned chamber. Little bits of moss and tree roots break in through the side of the wall. They're patched up with quick bits of mortar and wood. In the center of the room sits a table, 2 chairs on one side and 1 chair on the other. As she steps in and takes a seat on the side with 1 chair, and the oath stewards stand behind her, she gestures to the other 2. Have a seat.
I grab the seat and I flip it around Captain Riker style and sit down.
I'd prefer to stand.
It wasn't a question.
Okay.
Do you sit?
I sit.
All right. As you take a seat, the other 2 oath stewards that were behind you come in and are right behind the 2 of you. You can feel their body heat on the backs of your necks. They're so close.
I kind of look back at, hey, big boy, if you want my number, just ask. You don't have to...
He grunts down at you. She says, very funny. Now, tell me what you know. Why were you at our Ayudera? What is it that you were trying to accomplish?
Well, and I pull the, ascot that's around my neck and I show the gatewalker mark on my throat. We had a device that was supposed to glean what the arches were.
So then you are probably aware by now that they are fake.
Sure.
Yeah, totally.
It is completely within our purview to keep up this ruse. We would appreciate you not telling anybody, but the reason that I tell you is because where we're about to send you, you will learn the truth anyway. There is a camp of rebels hiding out in the Wildwood. They have been sending covert operatives here for quite some time, trying to turn our own against us.
Let me guess, the Black Leaf.
This is correct. A calling card, a name, and we believe they're led by a renegade, a runaway known as Bolan. Bolan went missing, but when he came back, he had the same very mark you all bear, you both bear. Except for Bob, because you didn't show yours, did you? Is yours on like your butt?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
Left butt
his
cheek.
Yeah.
butt cheek.
Yeah, so she says, she amends it to the mark that you bear. She turns her head. Do you have it as well?
Yeah. Do you want to see it?
I do indeed.
Okay. Can I
Oh,
stand?
just
Can I
do
stand
one of
up?
these. I'm like, oh no.
If it's necessary,
It is.
Oh.
please.
So I stand up, turn around, and I drop my trousers,
As you give her
and I point. It's right here.
the full ham and eggs, bending over and showing her your mildly glimmering tattoo on your ass, she grimaces and holds her hand up to block her own view and says, "That is quite enough. You may pull them back up."
Okay,
Do
and
a
I
tuck,
bend
Bob, do a
over
tuck.
like standing up straight, but bending over to lift my pants back up. So
do
just
the,
like
do the squat.
just a full little two cheeks in the circle in the center.
You got a fruit bowl going on. You got a full fruit bowl
Oh,
as you
it's a dark sun.
as you pull your pants back up and you turn around and take your seat back in the chair. She lowers her hand and says, "Crass, but perhaps that will do."
You asked for it.
Asked.
I did.
This is what I have to put up with, all you viewers out there. I'm just as bad.
When?
You suggested I shoot flames on my bum.
I did.
I would like you to take this black leaf, and I would like you to go and find Bowling's camp in the Wildwood. Either join his cause or destroy them all, I care not. The choice is yours. When you are done, or if you have gained information, come see me. There may be more work for you to do. Oh, and she gives a quick nod to the people behind you who touch the back of each of your necks and sear a mark into you. The flaming, burning pain is momentary, but intense. We will know where you are, and we can end you. Understood?
Not
Kind of
really,
rub the
but
back of my
okay.
neck, going, front and back now.
you got the throat tattoo and the
Yep.
back of the neck.
Could you
back
put
of the
that
neck.
one on my right butt cheek just so it evens out?
She nods to her oath stewards, and they pick you up, two on each side, and pull you out of the room.
I guess that's a no then.
Yep. And she says, "Remember, south in the Wildwood.
South in the Wildwood.
North, got it.
Now,
You
not
want
the
information about this, or do you just want us to take them down?
Go join their camp, or remove him from power. And once you do either of those things, report to us."
Wait, can I get my shield?
You don't get it. Yeah, you guys are deposited outside and handed one more thing in addition to the black leaf. You are handed a piece of sturdy redwood bark with little bits of druidic writing in it. The man who gives it to you says, "This is an oaken pass. If you show it to those of our kind on our side in the forest, they won't attack you. Otherwise, they will." But
Oh,
Thank you.
the problem is that we have rebels. So decide who you show it to carefully. You'll figure it out.
And I take
Go
it
on.
if we show the black leaf to people who are on your side would be bad as well.
Indeed, unless you then followed up with the Bog Pass.
Very well. Sorry, I didn't get your name.
You don't need it. Off you go.
Fine.
Oh damn.
With no weapons, Bob Bobkin is let free from jail alongside Calabra,
the block.
who
Feeling
does have his
naked.
weapons.
Where were they? Were they dropped off all the way outside of the city, out in like where the
No, they were just dropped off in the courthouse, but they do know that they should probably return to the...
Yeah, I was going to say, Bob, our best bet, I guess, to find our friends is to return to the rendezvous point outside of town.
Oh, my shield.
Well, let's go find them, and then we can... Hey, we're agents of the city now. See, this all worked out for the best.
Shut.
You just got to trust me, and I smack my hand on his back. See,
Duh.
I know what we're doing. It's all good. It was all in the plan.
But I'm just no.
As you make your way back down, we will go ahead and pan about 2 hours into waiting. Foxglove is likely getting antsy and tired of waiting.
I'm just playing fetch right now with Sweetums, where I'm just like taking a stick and throwing it, and then he just runs over, grabs it, and brings it back. Should we bury the shield and start going back in? I mean, if we do, are we gonna stop and go get more sandwiches?
Sounds good. I mean, we don't really need to bury it. It's fine. I'm sure. Let's go get more sandwiches. You know.
How much were the sandwiches? Because I did buy 5 just regular meat sandwiches, and I forgot how much they were. Because that was
The
the week.
5 cake sandwiches came
No,
out to
they're regular sandwiches. I did not buy a single cake sandwich this time.
Ah, so the
Silver.
5 regular sandwiches came out to 3 silver pieces.
Total.
3 silver pieces. What is this,
Mhm.
California?
They're
Yeah.
avocado.
It's an ancient elven
It's
city.
avocado toast.
Ugh.
It's
Burn
a
it.
tourist. It's a tourist trap. Got it.
Got sriracha mayo on it.
Yeah, what?
Okay.
It's an ancient elven city that doesn't allow elves to do it.
So
The definition of a tourist trap.
What do you do, Foxglove?
I'm going to start like trying to figure out how I can like bury the shield with using stuff and try to like super camouflagey so we can try to like leave his shield. There's no way that I can carry this.
I believe there is a check about stowing or hiding items, concealing an item, I believe.
Can we hide it in a bush? Don't we have a druid that can make the bush denser?
A
Can you
bush
do that, Kobe?
bushier?
No.
Can you make it more bushier?
No, usually they want it the other way.
To unbush a bush? We don't need to unbush a bush.
No. I can leave Pumpkin here to watch it.
I see that Bob is choosing to blow his whistle. Would we hear it at this?
At this point, yes. Bob's whistle would cut through the trees. And although it doesn't receive any response from Fionara, you all have never heard this whistle before. So it sounds like a hawk. Just like quack, quack. I don't know what a fucking hawk sounds like. I obviously don't know what a fucking you're like, I whatever, like
That's funny because it's also a silver owl whistle. So
yeah. Oh, it's a silver owl whistle, but it sounds like a goddamn owl.
It's a Pokemon, so it's just, owl, owl.
I don't
Ow.
know.
Nice.
feel
guys-
at the rate that our group has been insane and silly that we would have definitely blown the owl whistle for like the first like 5 minutes that we would have received it.
Fair. Fair.
We did not. We did not.
You didn't, but fair. Yeah. As you turn your head in that direction, you can hear the noises of footsteps coming down the path, blundering through the brush and, down this dirt road.
I think ogres are coming. Ugh. Sounds
So,
like them.
Bob, when you get your shield back, I think we should work something out, like a combo move where you hold your shield at an angle, I spring off it, you push, so I get an extra force with a shot, with a dagger punch.
When you non-lethal damage people, right?
Are we non-lethaling everybody now?
No, but we should learn to non-lethal before we lethal.
Well, see, I never pulled a weapon. I was just using my tail.
At this point, you catch eyes with Foxglove around the corner as you come into view.
See, there they are, Bob.
I'm just saying, you literally grabbed him around the neck and ripped it to the ground, and he died. Okay.
You
Okay.
see your shield standing next to Foxglove.
Shieldy! I missed you. I'm so sorry. I run over.
You need a moment.
Yes,
Like
actually.
kissing his shield over and over again.
Daddy didn't mean to drop you.
What took you guys so long? Did you get lost?
Oh, we became heroes of the city.
Oh.
We are now agents of Seven Arches.
You see me doing air quotes in the background.
You fib.
No,
Oh no, he's telling the truth, but he's
We were
making
taking
it sound
the Hall
way
of
better than
Justice,
actually what's happening.
and they commended us for killing a spy in their midst,
Go.
and they have asked us to travel south, and
To
there
the
are a group.
Wildwood
Yes, to the Wildwood.
to go find a druid whose name is Bolin, who went through the Seven Arches and he was the only one who came back.
Oh, were you in the
Yes.
room? I didn't see you there, but yes.
Well, they told us to do this. They didn't ask us to do it. We don't really have a choice.
Semantics, details. And then we're given badges, and I point to the back of Bob's neck.
Go.
Yeah, this badge will kill us. I guess. I don't know. They were very vague about that.
They were bluffing
point.
with that. They were just bluffing.
I don't think
they're
they're
gonna blow your
bluffing.
head off.
That's interesting. I'm able to check it out.
The mark on the back of my neck?
But the
Aaron,
DM's
you're
muted
muted.
himself.
I'd say yes. You could check it out. I am just checking which skill this might be under.
Arcana? Is there Arcana?
Yes, probably. Yes.
Or occultism?
You're a druid, and
Mhm.
you have some Arcana skill, right? You got some? Go ahead and roll that check. That would be appropriate. Yeah.
Okay. Go. Kana?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You recognize that this is definitely a druidic ward. It's not a low-level one. It is a pretty powerful seal that can be activated within a proximity, but you're not sure what that proximity is. And you get the feeling that it'll cause some pretty severe damage if it's activated.
I just turn to Bob and go, "Oh, everywhere." It's pretty cool, actually.
Do they normally give those to heroes of the city?
That's what I was told. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not helping.
Well, and they gave us
Well-
this black leaf that was on the guys that we killed, and we're supposed to infiltrate this guy's camp and wipe them all out,
Oh.
and then report back to them.
Oh yeah, the archers are fake, by the way. Just,
Yeah, no, we knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, they told us
Oh,
that
did
too.
you?
Yeah.
Oh. Huh. Interesting.
Apparently, we're all on the same page somehow.
I love when story
Weird.
threads line up. It's great that we don't have to divulge all our information to you.
Don't have to have this conversation twice, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like one of you a paladin or cleric or something. This feels like divine stuff. No wonder I've been getting hay fever.
Does this black leaf mean anything to you, Kobe? As being a druid and stuff?
It appears to be a dead black leaf.
That's what I said.
Yeah, so he's almost a druid himself.
Would this be like maybe like an occultism role?
Sure. If you would like to make an occultism roll.
I would love to make an occultism role.
Hey, we got you sandwiches, but I ate them, so...
Why? Why would you even mention that then?
Foxglove, your knowledge of occultism doesn't seem to think that this leaf necessarily has any deeper or darker meaning, though it does seem to hold within it more darkness than a simple rotten leaf. It's definitely not rotten, nor is it even dead. There is something that's been done to this leaf to make it look the way that it is. And it does possibly mean something. The best you can get is that it has something to do with shadows, or the dark fell, or something. It's definitely more shadowed than it should be.
That's no leaf.
I, explained that and saying it seems almost otherworldly than dead.
You hold on to it.
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah. Put it in my backpack.
You get anything else?
Oh, and we got this, and I show him the bark.
Cool.
What is that?
It says, the bearer of this bark is a gullible fool, harmless, and let him pass. They know you quite well.
No. That's not what they. And I flip it around. I'm like, no. They oh, shit.
So, do we have one get in with the bad guy card and one get in with the good guy card, but we don't know which is which anytime we approach one?
Hey, on the nose, you got it.
So we essentially could be in trouble with no matter what we present.
Well, he did say that, or she did say, I should say, sorry, that if we present the black leaf to somebody from Seven Arches who's on the good side, we could immediately produce the bark, and then, all would be forgiven. But I don't think it would work the other way.
So when in doubt, pose the bad guy?
That's what I'm seeming to get from this.
Until we get arrested.
Okay.
I wouldn't say we were arrested. We were detained and then given a special mission because they recognized our skills.
Sounds like a book I read once. It was called a Suicide Team or something like that.
No.
The cool air of the oncoming night blows in through the forest. You look up above past the branches of the trees and realize that the sun has begun to set as you've spent all day with this nonsense.
Well, should we make our way to town and get a room?
Yeah. I don't have any money.
I'm not a huge fan of towns.
Neither.
I mean, we just
Yeah, huge.
camp out here by the river.
Yeah, let's go camping.
Very
Something
well.
iffy about those druids. Don't trust them.
You'll be okay, pretty boy.
I get grass stains on this. All right, very well.
Please blind roll me is there like a knowledge local or a history, right? Like a local history,
recall knowledge.
Yes.
Society?
A recall knowledge, not society. Is there nature or history for that?
Survival? Nature? There is a nature.
Nature. I would say nature.
So what's the difference between a recall knowledge and just doing a straight up nature roll?
It's the type of check. It'll still use your nature, but it's
we still roll the nature, but we're just saying that we're trying to recall knowledge.
Okay.
You might get buffs specifically to recall knowledge at sometimes. So that's where those buffs would apply. Like if you had a book with you that gave you like the history of Golarion, right? Like that might give you a buff to recall knowledge.
Okay, so I got a 20.
Yes. Sorry, these should have all been blind rolls.
Oh, I'm sorry. Right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yep.
So
blind
GM roll.
Blind GM roll me
Okay.
your nature
There we go.
checks.
Redoing
please.
it. There you go.
Fantastic. And Bob, that's you as well.
Okay.
Yep.
We're doing nature, correct?
Yep. And you have dubious knowledge as a trait.
Yeah, as a skill feat
Okay.
because of my background
I like that. It's really good for me to
as
know.
a traveler.
And we'll also need Rozak to roll their blind nature check, please.
Nature kit.
Okay. Very good. And then just Rozak is what we're waiting on.
Yep.
Foxglove, for the longest time, you haven't been anywhere near Seven Arches due to its reputation. It is a hostel for elves and an easy place for elves to either get a deadly curse or arrested and thrown in jail. And you just haven't gone there. You don't know much about this area. Neither does Rozak or Kobe. For whatever reason. Bob Bobkins must have read a book on this at some point. Not only is Bob aware that this area has a history of tumultuous relationships with the Fae, but it also has a vast amount of latent Fae power in it. The wildwood and the forests surrounding Seven Arches have been, and recently increasing dangerous places to be when you are not in the city. Fae creatures called Gorgas, shadowy creatures with pits of darkness instead of eyes, stalk these lands, hunting those they can find at night. And the attacks have become far more recent and frequent.
Maybe we should just get closer to the city. Because Fox here, you're not exactly welcome. Unless we can guss you up again. And
But we have the magic getting.
I mean, this doesn't stop people
free.
from hating elves.
Well, no, I mean, we'll put a hat on her.
All right. Well, let's find the
And me.
cheapest inn we can find.
So we are going in now?
You recall passing on the outskirts of Seven Arches a small tavern. The tavern had a sign that said, "Elves welcome." It was still, however, outside the perimeter of Seven Arches.
I guess we should stay
Okay.
there.
I mean, either elves are welcome or it's a trap.
We can
Yeah,
walk. We can
that's
walk
right.
in official business.
See, now you're getting into the spirit of it, Bob.
It only took one murder.
See, things just always seem to work out that way for me. I'm just blessed, I guess. Right, so make our way to the tavern?
Sounds good.
To the tavern.
The party makes their way, eventually pushing into the interior of the tavern. Gondola. What is gondola? As the party eventually makes their way into the interior of this tavern, they do find an elven man behind the counter, his hand neatly in a cup with a rag, drying out the inside, as he gives a gentle nod to you as you walk through the door. That's a really annoying ambience.
It's supposed to be nighttime. God.
Yeah, right?
Who are you?
Ow.
He says, Travis, you needn't worry. You're welcome here. None of the Oaken stewards are, however. Do you need rooms or a drink?
Yes.
Both.
How much is the room?
Well, I can get you all in a room for 2 silver pieces each. Sound nice. Lovely room.
Can
Thank
somebody spot me? I got 6 copper.
I
There
got
you
you,
are.
Bob.
Thanks, guys.
Least I can do.
Well, fantastic. Well, ale is a copper a mug. I could keep it free flowing if you'd like. I didn't ask any questions about your business. Here's your key.
I put my 2 silver on the desk.
Two.
And a copper for a beer.
Or 4 down and a copper. Or
I'm
2
done.
coppers. I'll buy Bob a copper.
I'm done drinking today.
You're not drinking.
I already had 4, and I was arrested.
We weren't arrested. We were detained, questioned, and complimented on
Not
our actions.
Now, Calabra. Not now. Just
No, I
water for
couldn't-
me, please.
I couldn't help but notice your peculiar marks. You wouldn't happen to have been involved in what's being known as the missing moment. And I understand if it's a sensitive topic. I don't mean to pry. He pulls back his sleeve and shows one on the bottom of his arm. I've got questions of my own, you see. And no real answers.
We're all the same in that. No answers.
Shame. Shame.
Do you have one of these fancy marks?
Yeah, he showed it to you on his.
Sorry, I was removing coin. I didn't hear that bit. My bad.
Yeah, he pulled back his tunic sleeve and showed it to you
Okay.
on his arm.
What arch did you go through?
I was visiting a city north of here. They've got
Okay.
one. You don't make me look up the map.
Didn't
Why?
look at the map.
In the eldest region with the green faith. That's what it says. Seems wrong. That's what it says. Daggermark. They'll be from Daggermark.
Oh, I'm from Daggermark.
Oh, the kindred then. I did not recognize you. I don't see many tieflings around, but then you don't know everybody, do you?
Well, Daggermark is a rather large place. I start eyeing him a lot more suspiciously because Daggermark is run by assassins.
You look around and you get the sense that this might be the kind of place vagabonds, ne'er-do-wells, and thieves might like to indiscriminately hang out.
Ne'er-do-wells.
It is a nice place, but there are the small hallmarks and signs reminiscent of Daggermark. He says, are you then? Well, do you happen to know Big Tony?
I have heard the name.
He nods. Well, if you need anything, you let me know. And he'll leave a small coin on the table.
There a small Timmy?
I'm sorry, friend. I didn't catch your name.
And he looks back and says, oh, my name is Trutus Slant. Is that what I named him?
Hey.
In Foxglove, I'm pretty sure it's Tiny Tim.
Hey. Do you know Fianara?
His eyebrow raises. Indeed. Why do you ask?
She wants us to do a thing.
He smiles. He lifts the bar counter's little door and walks to the front of the tavern, looks around, and then lowers the bar. He says, all right. As he flips the sign in the window, he says, what do you need to know?
Oh, the knowledge!
Have you heard of a Bolin?
Right. So this is how this works here. This one should be able to clue you in. You ask questions, and you give me some silver for each question. And I'll answer them to the best of my ability. I know a lot, but I don't know everything. This is, in fact, a business.
What can I get for 6 copper?
I'll give you a question for 6 copper. Call it a discount on the first one.
Okay. Hang on.
Do you know how to make cake on toast?
No! That's not our first question.
I don't, but I assume it would involve taking cake and then putting it directly on top of toast.
No, that doesn't count.
Well, that's not how this works.
God damn it. I hand him 6 copper pieces.
Can I please have one?
Stop!
I don't happen to have cake, but that one won't cost you.
How much money do you have?
Okay. Before we officially ask the question, and I tell that to Crotus. So, Fianara told us that either we can do the murder of Bolin, or we can do the friendship thing with Bolin. Either way, either we need to end the problem or get insider knowledge of what they're doing.
He holds out his hand.
I haven't asked a question yet. And I look at the group. So if we're going to be spending money on this, do we want to know how to be friends with Bolin?
And betray him?
Betray. Ooh, that's so much worse than murder. How do we befriend Bolin?
He looks at his empty palm.
I give him a silver.
Some say Bolin, in his youth, was not a fancier of humanoids. Often he fought for those causes where you might preserve things that would be overlooked. Consistently, he found himself on the losing end of such fights. That is, until he joined the Oaksters, until he gained the first bit of power that he'd ever tasted his entire life. If you want to befriend Bolin, you should be the kind of people who put nature over anything or anyone else. And he
that's easy.
will be kin with you.
You said he didn't like humanoids.
This is
all
correct.
Humanoids or just
Humanoids.
He looks at his now empty palm.
Never mind.
I give him one more silver.
He says, humanoids in general, he finds them to be a blight on the natural world. Thinks they've gone too far, they have. I don't disagree with him, but my methods are not destructive. I do my best to live my own life without taking too much, that is, from nature. I'll take from humanoids all day.
Yeah, nature's the best. Mm.
He believes in the primacy of the land. His true motives are not quite known. However, he coughs and holds out another empty palm.
I flip him a silver piece.
It is said that there is currently some sort of magic ritual going on deep in the forest of the Wildwood. Bolin seems to be behind it, and who knows what untold harm it might cause were it not stopped.
See, so I'm kind of thinking, guys, that we want to eliminate him.
Yeah, I'm a humanoid, and I don't want to be stopped.
He might be a great dude. He seems to like the nature.
But maybe a little too much, Kobe.
I don't follow.
If he wants to eliminate everything around him, except for little bunnies and not elves, I should say, but little bunnies and deer and things, don't you think that's a little too far? After all, you are a humanoid.
Really?
Very well. What say the rest of you?
I don't agree with you, but I say we just kill the bastard.
Calabra, you have my bomb.
Bong?
Bomb.
Oh, bomb.
Ow.
Yeah, bomb.
What's a bong?
I don't know. That's what I was asking.
It's like my pipe, but with water.
I think no matter what, it's going to probably end in some unaliving. I think it's just a matter if we betray him first or not.
Well, I mean, we already have a way into his camp.
Yeah, the only non-humanoid we have is Sweetums. Is Sweetums going to impress him?
And Pumpkin.
And Pumpkin.
And Pumpkin.
Boy.
And me. For
Turn
10
into a
minutes
cat,
a day.
yeah.
And I mean, the nice thing is with Sweetums is, you know, he does really have the knack to just be frickin' adorable.
Oh, I got it. I give Sweetums one of my water balloons. And we go into the forest, and I throw a firebomb and start some bushes on fires.
The
And
man
then,
returns to behind the counter.
yeah, bye. Okay, I'm going to go to my seat.
Continue.
And yeah, I set a bush on fire. All these little creatures, including Pumpkin, Sweetums, and Kobe, if he turns into a cat again, all start attacking me and drive me out of the forest. I'm just like, ah! And then Sweetums puts out the fire with the water balloon.
And then what do we do with you for the next, week while we're befriending our friend here?
Wait, are you setting the forest on fire?
Just a bush, and I wear a mustache, so he won't know.
If
Just
you set the forest on fire, I would have to de-alive you.
It's just a bush, and then you got a water balloon.
Mm-hmm.
I just say we play it by ear because obviously no matter what plan we go with, it's gonna end up going probably poorly.
Probably.
Right, Calabra?
Fun would.
We'll call setting the
Assuming we
forest on
will,
fire
I mean-
plan never.
We've been essentially hired by Seven Arches. I mean, what more could you ask for?
We
Egg
weren't hired.
toast.
We're doing this in exchange for our freedom.
Like I said,
I believe
essentially
the term
hired.
is blackmailed.
It's indentured servitude.
Oh, if that's how you want to look at it, you're always on the negative. I mean,
It's not negative, but it's reality.
It's not negative when your head can blow up.
I do want to see that happen. Just saying.
I should have just let them kill me.
Can we scratch those off?
Let's
I
not try
don't-
right now.
Reach for the back of your neck.
Yeah, no. No.
There's
Here, use the dagger.
there's a scratching at the door, and you recognize it. It's a small pattern that's repeating. The man, Critus, the elf, Critus, the elven man, Critus, walks over to the door and lifts the bar and opens it. He looks down. You see a raccoon on the other side of the door, and Critus goes, "What, Mac?" And the raccoon looks up and says, "So, how are we looking on those bones? Do you have any, or should I be looking somewhere else? You got any garbage? Anything? Anything I could, any kind of snacks?" Critus looks down and says, "They'll be done in a little bit. They're braising. Take them out of the stew here in a little. All right, just wait up back." The raccoon says, Come on, you gotta have something right now. I can give you a cup of ale."
I would imagine I would still have a part of my sandwich because I'm imagining they're fairly sizable and I don't eat much.
There.
So I give him like half of my remaining sandwich. Would you like this?
The raccoon quickly grabs it with both hands and says, "Cool, do you have any water? Gonna wash it. Water? No water? All right."
I hand him my cup of water.
And cool. He takes off a piece and dunks it in the water and starts eating it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna drink that.
And Critus looks back and says, "You're kind of ruining the deal that we have here. It's all right. It doesn't matter. This one's free, Mac." And he
Is
says,
the
"All right."
raccoon speaking common?
The raccoon is speaking common. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just speaking common.
You don't
It's a
speak raccoon like the rest of us?
Otherwise, completely normal raccoon speaks
Wait.
common.
Would this be something that would just be totally out of the ordinary, or is this something that you may have seen happen prior?
Bob is recalling rumors about 1 in 10 animals in the wildwood being sentient
Okay,
or
so
awakened.
I would imagine at some point you would come across
A squirrel or a raccoon or something that's going to just straight up talk to you. Very magical forest you're about to go into.
All right.
This
Called the
raccoon.
Wild Woods.
No, it's. I can't keep saying this. Wild woods.
Oh.
Like Wile
Like-
Coyote.
It's been a while.
Yeah. No, not even WH. WILE woods.
Oh, like
Wild.
the
Like
coyote.
wild. Like yes.
Wiley.
Yeah.
Wiley.
It's a wily wood. Yes.
So I imagine while this raccoon is sitting there and eating and crumbs are falling off, that Sweetums is just kind of sitting up, with its little chicken feet up, kind of leaned back with its little haunches up and just kind of with its tongue hanging out, kind of like a panting puppy begging for food.
The raccoon is not happy about that and just scamper off with the sandwich. Critter shuts
No,
the
come
door,
back. Oh.
and he reaches over to the sign and says, "Did you have any more questions?"
Nope.
And he flips it and turns it back to open and doesn't rebar the door and goes back behind the counter.
Can we get one, please? I want a talking raccoon.
No.
Well, it's not mine. It's just a raccoon.
You
So-
wanna real quick run out the door and ask him if he wants to join in our merry adventures?
Ask?
He says, "Adventures? That sounds dangerous. I'm just trying to eat bones."
We can't take care of every stray we find, you guys.
But we're
I picked
taking
up
care of
one,
you.
too.
Yeah, we are. We're taking care of you, Bob.
Rude. But fair.
I mean, you can't even hold on to your giant shield.
The raccoon denies joining the parties, saying it's comfortable and doesn't wish to join humanoids in a life of danger.
Did you
Oh.
say you eat bones?
Hey, Mac,
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
you know a guy named Bolin?
No? What?
Well, just figured, you're from the area and maybe you know this guy. He lives in the woods, apparently.
Oh, what does he look like? This guy, I don't know everybody's name. You see people pass him through occasionally.
You see where a bunch of people gather that have like black leaves?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know where that is. You're not supposed to go near there.
Oh, why?
No, it's just not great. There's lots of those, what do you call the big-eyed dog things you've been shown up recently. They tend to congregate near there. They're non-discriminate. They don't, I lost one of my friends there, and, we don't go there.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's nature. It's life, not all of us are like, not like me. I touch the right tree, got all of a sudden, like, boom, I can talk, and I can ask for things and communicate with these people here, and then, like, I'm suddenly, like, outcast from my whole
Wait,
group.
you touched a tree?
I touched a tree.
That's weird.
I couldn't tell you, right?
But speaking of those dogs, you got any helpful tips or tricks to avoid them?
Yeah, go into a tree, really high in a tree. They don't climb good.
Okay.
Hey, Mac.
You want what?
For some scritches, would you be able to get us most of the way towards these group of people?
I don't know if Scritches will handle that. You have to sweeten the pot there.
I have some biscuits.
We got biscuits. Those go stale though. I don't have one of those things that are flexible and flat like you guys have.
Intelligence?
Maybe. Yeah, you're wearing them. But regardless,
There's got to be a butcher in town. We can get some bones.
I mean, if you go to you can get me some fresh meat. I'll take fresh meat.
Well, we'll be able to get that as we're traveling.
Do a diplomacy check.
And while I'm doing that, I want to give him scritches.
Yeah. Okay. +2 circumstance bonus.
Did you ask for consent?
Well, that's why I asked if he wanted scritches first. I mean,
He seemed interested. He's a raccoon.
public roll.
No, you wouldn't know how well you did.
Okay, and you said a +2 circumstance?
Yep.
I figured out how to add that.
Ooh. Fantastic. Fantastic. Here's. Let's go.
Well, we're gonna. It's nighttime, so I think we want to,
Hey, what are you talking about? This is the best time to go.
I know, but these guys over here, there's a human over here. He can't see. He needs.
I'm so tired.
You want me to lead you through a forest while I'm exhausted? It's ridiculous.
Wow. You can sleep here on my pillow.
Lady, I just woke up 30 minutes ago. I'm sleeping all day.
Okay, how about we do this in 24 hours then?
All right, I can work something out there. Yeah, sure. I'll be back. I have some stuff to handle.
Okay.
What does a raccoon have to handle with them?
He's got to finish eating his sandwich.
Yeah, he's got
go
some
take
business.
a fat shit.
He's got to scour for another sandwich.
Yeah, he's got raccoon shit to do. Who cares? None of your business.
You introduced the character, man.
I did.
Why you open this raccoon's business, huh, players?
That's the raccoon. Hey, I got raccoon shit to do. I got raccoon shit to do, so you don't even worry about it. I'll be back here in 24 hours.
You smart people, figure this out. I need to go to bed. I'm so done with today. And I just walk out to my room.
Can I ask what I rolled?
23.
Nice.
Yeah. Bob Bobkins, the camera follows you as you go up to your bedroom. As you take the key and insert it into the door, you push it open and you find a moderately clean, pretty well styled room. It's got some like natural, almost homey and rustic elven stylings to it. There's a mirror that's sort of dirty, but it looks like it's been tried to clean. There's just hard stains on it that are just there from time. The dresser has spots on the top of it from objects being moved here and there. But ultimately, you don't care about much of this. The shades are already drawn. And as you you strip off your armor, and then finally, with the weight of everything off of you, put your shield into the bed and then lay next to it.
Yeah, it's literally like one leg over the shield kind of thing, you know?
As it is your body pillow. And you drift off into that comfortable, relaxing sleep.
Good night, Shieldy.
And the cool steel slowly warms against your skin.
Roll initiative.
You dream.
Uh-oh.
In the dream, you are where you grew up, where you learned to defend yourself and defend others. What does this place look like?
It's a caravan. There's no one place in particular. We always moved around.
The sounds of wagons' wheels, the rocking of the wagon, the sometimes unsteady...
Oh, they weren't wagons. They were like massive oxen almost.
Okay.
Yeah.
The gentle swaying of these beasts carrying you and your people. The long overland hauls in which you watched over the course of a day, mountains slowly pass by and fade into the distance. Where, when the oxen were stopped, you practiced drills, you practiced defense, and becoming part of a unified line in defense of your home, and property. You remember traveling all over. But here in this dream, you're sitting on the back of this oxen in its swaying structure, looking out the window. The sun is deep in its setting. Already that shade of purple has overtaken most of the sky. And in the distance, on a hill, you see a man wearing a fine coat, but a monstrous mask. The mask is rimmed with a mane of white fur, and thick horns curl up and away, half the height of the man himself. Nobody else in the caravan seems to notice the man standing, but you can tell his eyes burn into you. Anything? What do you do?
Who are you?
You whisper into the oncoming night, and the man standing hundreds of feet away doesn't respond. But he seems to hear you. His head shifts, the horns tilting momentarily. You see the flow of white fur of his mane wave lightly. You blink and he's no longer there. Looking around and turning around. He's behind you. Inside the building, standing over the bed of parent, your mother, your father, sister.
Step away from her.
As she lay in the bed, unconscious in the dream, and you demand his obedience, him to step away. His hand reaches down, and with a clawed gauntlet, seems to caress her cheek, the tip of the razor-sharp implement. It says nothing.
I take a step towards them.
You take a step toward him, and the landscape shifts, pushing back, separating you further.
I start running.
You get nowhere. Your feet feeling like they're going through molasses. You watch as his hand cups your sister's unconscious cheek, and he pulls a dagger out of his belt.
No!
You wake up.
Cold sweat.
Birds are chirping. Your allies are all asleep in various beds in the room around you, or in a trance if they happen to be those kinds of creatures. You shoot up. Those of you who are in trances would notice Bob now sweating and might have noticed him a moment ago trying to kick or move in his sleep aggressively. Bob, you and you alone gain 1 awakened trait from this dream.
Okay.
That is another pick from your we'll go over it.
Okay.
It's another pick from your deviant feat ability, effectively. You awaken by 1 step. Does anybody react to Bob as he shoots awake, covered in sweat, grasping his tunicked chest?
Bob, it's too early. Go back to sleep, mate. Have a beer. And just kind of roll back over.
Sorry. And I kind of just like turn in my bed and like rub my face and just like try and process what I saw. Like, does it feel like an actual dream? Like it's just like it's like fading away the more I try and think about it.
No, this is that mask, the skull-like form, the emptiness behind the eyes, the curves, the white mane. It's all incredibly vivid. The fear is real. And as the rest of the dream, your sister, the caravan, the mountains, it all begins to fade into the past. That is the one thing that is burned into you. That mask, the horns.
There was a man, woman, thing with such a strange mask, but somehow not so strange, and it was going after my family. I'm just trying to shake it off.
The vision recedes. It stays burned. You've got work to do. Well, you guys have about 16 or so hours before the raccoon shows back up. You know you'll need to alter your sleep schedules a little bit to stay up at night. Well, I mean, that's not really a mechanic of the game. You'll just stay up, right? Like, continue pushing on a day. But you know you'll likely need to rest or do strenuous activities for the course of this day in order to be able to do that.
How does long rest work?
I mean, let's look at it, right? I think we went over this earlier.
Did I just have a long rest technically, or no?
Yes. Everybody got a long rest there.
Okay.
Yes, I should.
I don't see it. Oh, there it is. I see it. Rest for the night. That's what it says.
Bed button.
Mm-hmm. The bed button.
3 hit points restored.
Yes, long-term rest is what you guys are actually going for. a full, not a long rest, but a long-term rest. It's a full 24-hour period of downtime. It allows you to recover double of what you would for only an 8-hour rest.
Yes, I took fast recovery also, so thought that'd be a good idea.
So if you guys actually do spend the day waiting for the raccoon, maybe shopping in town or gathering information or hunting in the woods or doing downtime stuff, you'll get a long-term rest instead of just a long rest. Yeah, and then there's something called bed rest, which will cure diseases, long-lasting poisons, or other similar afflictions that might be more permanent in other cases.
Where are you? Oh, I found the bed. Never mind.
And on the sheet, yeah, under your max hit points there.
Yeah. So let's talk about downtime activities. You have a day. You can do stuff with downtime. You can craft. You can forge. You can try to create plans by putting your heads together and try to find information. You could just rest and let the day pass, not worrying too much about things. What do you think the party might like to do?
Well, like
Not set the forest on fire. So I'm going to craft my 2 that I can have on hand, and they're both going to be lightnings in the bottle. And no alchemy fire, so I don't set forest fires.
Got it.
I don't have anything, so I'll just train a little bit.
Would anybody like to make their way? By this time, Foxglove and Calabra, both of your disguises have worn off. They're no longer good enough to continue. They've been disheveled or misplaced or whatever. They don't work anymore. You'll need to redisguise if you plan on going back into the city.
I don't plan on it. I don't have any money to spend anyway.
I think you guys are pretty broke at this point, aren't you?
Yeah, I got like 2 silver.
Yeah, and we're going to go after a druid.
Lat broke.
13 gold.
Lat broke.
So, the rest of the session is you guys like
Kicking rocks.
So let me get this right. Mac's going to lead us through a dark forest where there's a bunch of bay creatures that hunt at night.
Well,
That's the plan.
Well,
That-
to
they
the
don't
den
hunt at
of where
night.
the evil creatures might be, actually, because it sounds like
toward where Bolin is.
yeah.
So we can hopefully show the Blackleaf, get into his cab, and eventually eliminate him.
I know I can see in the dark. Can anybody? I know.
Oh yes, I see
Oh,
perfectly
damn.
fine in the dark.
I can see in the dark.
Nope.
Bob. Oh fuck.
Do you have low light or do you have dark vision? No.
Me?
Yeah.
I have dark vision.
Oh, okay.
Once again, leave it up to the human, and
But
I
I
pull out my torches and check to make sure they're in good
No.
condition.
No, that's not a problem. And I bing, bing, bing. And we've got fancy lights.
beautiful glimmering lights appear around the tavern, floating in the air. As you're having a discussion about how to light the way for Bob, it seems that they may be less conspicuous than torches based off of the initial amount of light they give off.
They kind of look like will-o-wisps.
Turn them off. I'm trying to sleep.
How many do you get with that? Is it 4 like?
I think it's 4. It's
4. 4
Yeah.
floating lights. There you go. Oh, I can select my color. Oh, look.
Oh, so some of them are working. Said Foxglove has requested to make dancing lights.
Ooh.
Boom! So it is
Cool.
working. Cool. And then it breaks.
Oh,
And then it immediately breaks. All right, so I'll have to
Cool.
the light animation update token. Now I'll have to figure that out. I'll do a tutorial for it, but I mean that was neat for half a moment, right?
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It
Very
has
cool.
potential.
It does.
So
Oh,
yes,
it
I
does.
think we have to infiltrate to get past the guards because the camp is probably larger than we can take out the whole camp. So if we just have to get in to try to infiltrate and then take out Bullen, find an opportunity. Does that make sense?
Sounds dumb, but I'm in.
Whatever you say.
Well, I'm open. Obviously, my judgment might not be perfect.
That
So
wasn't
if-
yours. That was Bob's call. You just you knocked the guy over. He fell. He hit his head, broke his neck. That's on him. that was
Why?
Bob's
Why,
plan.
Rozak? Why?
I'm just stating facts here. I'm spitting truth.
Spitting something.
Does anybody else have a different idea that might work?
I'm good.
Plan never.
I mean, he
Alright.
seemed like a pretty cool guy, liking Lance. He actually might be,
He is
Better
against the
than these.
establishment. So.
He sounds like a real druid, not like these guards in this town. Jeez,
Posers.
I know, right? Who becomes a druid to live in a village? That just doesn't make sense to me.
Kobe's gonna leave our group to join him.
We're gonna lose Kobe real quick.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Kobe becomes the BBEG of the campaign.
All right, we are winding down to a natural conclusion here as the party waits out the time period, practicing their skills, sleeping, drinking, talking to the bartender, talking with each other, exploring their past with one another, or simply doing nothing, waiting out the time. Eventually, one of you waiting outside will see Mac come out from around the path. He's up in a tree. He skitters down. He says, well, whenever you're ready. And that'll be session for tonight.
Level 2. Level 2.
Because we've accomplished so much, you guys.
No, you
Hey,
do
we-
you do get XP. You don't get level 2. You
Oh, you get XP?
Yeah, you do get XP. So
Do
let
we
me go
get
Oh, I
ahead.
thought,
XP
you,
from
I
the
thought you
guard?
said this one was encounter based. Okay.
It is mildly contradictory of itself. It
Okay.
does have suggestions about when to give you levels, but at the end of encounters, it does tell me to give you X amount of XP. So let me go
Okay.
ahead and double check the first event, which
Do we
is where
get
you would
more
have
or
gained
less XP for murdering a guard?
it.
Bonus XP?
Regardless of, there are 3 things to gain XP on in that scene. Disabling the alarm or bypassing the alarm, and both guards have XP values assigned to them. However, the scene also rewards you all of that XP if you complete the scene, which you did. You did complete the scene. You successfully took measurements. So let's check out the Oakham Stewards XP that they would give you real quick.
Did you make up Mac?
I did make up Mac, yes, but the
I love it.
the game does say that this forest was full of awakened creatures. So I figured it would fit that a raccoon that was awakened would eventually learn to go to the tavern outside and see if they could talk up the bartender and get a deal going on there.
I'm picturing Mac like going around town stealing shit, little trinkets and whatnot.
So, while
I'm
we're
not seeing
winding
it.
up, don't
Yeah.
forget, like, subscribe, Ring the bell for notifications. Share this with your friends. Share this with your DMs. Share this with people who've never ever played any role-playing games before and wants to get into it and watch this chaos.
Oh yeah, because
And
this
that
is
chaos.
this is us learning. Just learning. All right, Adventure Path Summer. I'm looking at the front matter now.
Yeah, watch us not kill people. Watch them kill themselves. Sorry, unalive.
Unalive.
Hey,
well,
we killed the bad guy.
Unalive the bad guy.
unalive the bad guy.
But then they unalived him.
Yeah.
No, they re-unalived him.
Good thing I didn't throw him a potion.
X unalived him.
They figured out
De-unalived?
that he should stay unalived, I think.
Well, we're going to go ahead and end our thing.
Yeah.
We'll tell you
Yeah.
how many XPs we get because we're going to get all of them.
Mhm.
All 4.
All 4 XP.
All 4 XPs.
And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Absolutely. Please like and subscribe. Please come back. Please, all that stuff. We'll see you next time, guys. Everybody.
Bye.